what my kind of microcosm of what we were talking about is my own family experience, which was that my parents were born in Cairo, and
Oh,
there was a lot of civil unrest in Cairo in the 50s and the 60s, and in fact, the Egyptian government gave the whole Jewish population of Egypt, I think it was 24 hours to get out of their country with just the clothes on their back. And my grandfather, because he always knew that it was very chaotic um, um, country, he always had cash
mm,
stashed away in different places. So actually, when he had a number of Jewish friends, and he actually contacted them, and they came over with whatever they could in terms of things that they couldn't take with them, like embroidered linens, could be jewelry. And they gave them to my grandfather, and my grandfather gave them cash so that they could actually escape with cash so that
aw,
they could deal with whatever. And I remember my mom telling me that my grandfather did a dress rehearsal with her and her sisters, whoever was the oldest who was in the house, because every daughter sort of got married, and then there was the younger one was left behind. So then my grandfather would take the younger daughter and walk them through all the things they would have to do in the case of an emergency,
oh,
including locating a gun that was stashed in a piano for their protection in case my grandfather and grandmother were incapacitated for some reason, and the cash and all the things they had to do, the process they had to follow in order to be safe. Because that was like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, like you had numerous wars happening. You had the war between the Arabs and Israel. You had the expulsion of the Jews in Egypt. It was like really crazy. So here's an example of a family in that situation planning for those events.
yeah.
Well, a company is no different than a family, except the scope is much larger and the scale is much larger and the complexity is much greater, and the stakes are much, much, much higher.